Canada had the best weed in the world, BC buds, and smuggling BC buds across the border? Oh, it's a $7 billion business. Wait a sec, Nate thought. Idaho's right next to the Canadian border. Now, while people knew Nate delivered pizzas around town, he also delivered sex. Although Nate's prices were high and his bud quality sucked. But knowing that the best buds in the entire world were just a few hours away, oh, Nate could sell the hell out of it if he could just get his hands on it. So that's when he turned the Topher and said, we should become international drug smugglers. Now, while this idea of
this is literally just We're the Millers, the movie in real life, but with high schoolers. What a way better... They should make a movie about this. What a way better movie idea. It's just 4 high schoolers that are like, hey, let's go fucking smuggle drugs. And then it's them just going to Canada trying to obtain hundreds of pounds of weed to fucking move it back into Idaho, the fucking potato fucking state.
Criminal enterprise sounds great to a 19-year-old. A pound of weed costs money, and they were both broke. Pizza Hut didn't pay great, and Topher worked part-time at Castle Park. But Topher, believing in his best friend Nate, sold an old boat he had dragged out of the lake for $1,400, and assuming that was enough to buy a pound of weed, the two head on to Canada with what was their life savings. But after coasting through the checkpoint, they quickly realized Canada was not what they thought it was.
And where do you go? Where do you go? It's 2000. I want a pound of weed. I'm going to a different country. I pull up to Canada. Am I going person to person saying, hey, do you got a pound of weed? Where's the weed? I drove all this way. Anybody selling marijuana here? No? Oh, that sucks.
See, High Times made it seem like people sold pounds of weed on the side of the road, but it really just looked like the US, except kilometers. What the fuck? So empty-handed, after hours of searching for a vendor, the two head into a Canadian bar to at least make the trip worthwhile. Maybe Nate's plan was too ambitious, he thought. It almost seemed too easy. But old man Frankie, a regular at the bar, gestured at the two Americans sticking out like sore thumbs. As Nate and Topher walked over to him, they said, could you help us procure a pound of flowers? 1 pound? Frankie said he had dozens, of Canada's finest, but it was all back at his apartment. And while Nate and Topher tried to contain their excitement, thinking this was their big connect for BC buds, well, old man Frankie had just found his next victim. But inside his crappy apartment, the two realized Frankie actually seemed a bit sketch. But I mean, where else were they gonna go? They were desperate. How much cash you got? Frankie said. For $1,400.
Why would you say, bitch, I'd be like, I have $200. I would lie. I would say, how much does a pound of weed cost? You're gonna tell him he's $1,400. Oh, that's exactly how much a pound costs. Thank you.